Hello, and welcome to another video for math. Today we are going to be learning about lesson 3.2, multiplying mixed numbers. Okay, so multiplying mixed numbers. Right here, you've got page 69.
Wow, Mr. Nelson.
Page 70. Page 71. And page 72. Okay, so here's the TEK right here. This is 6.3e, number and operations, and we're going to be talking about how to multiply and divide positive rational numbers fluently, which means we're going to be able to do it really good. So the essential question is, how do you multiply mixed numbers? Well, the answer is simple. You write both mixed numbers as fractions greater than 1, then you multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators. Then you write the product in simplest form. Okay, so in this Explore activity, what we're doing is we're modeling multiplying a third times 1 3/4. The purple section is represented the 1 3/4. And what we did is we have one whole section, one whole block shaded in. That's the 1, that's the whole number, and then 3/4 of another block. Okay, but notice that they're all broken kind of down into fourths right there. Then we have the blue section, and the blue section is representing the 1/3. And so what we do is we take the 3/4 and we break it down into 1/3, kind of like that. So we've got thirds over here, and so we're going to color in one of these three sections, 1/3. So that's why you have the shading right here. So we zoomed in a little bit there. All right, so we count the boxes here because we split it into we split it into fourths going down and thirds going across. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double shaded. So that's why our numerator here is 7. And in total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 boxes. A shortcut to figure out how many boxes, you number the top, you number the side. So fourths across the top, thirds across the side here, and 3 times 4 is 12. That tells us there's 12 boxes. So it's 7/12. Now I know there's 24 boxes total, but when you are talking about the denominator here, it's how you take a whole object and how many you break that whole object into. So this whole object is broken into 12, and this whole object is broken into 12ths. So that 12ths tells us actually the size of each of the boxes. Like a half piece would be a lot bigger than a 1/12 of a piece. Okay, and then I want you to read the question and copy down the Explore activity here. So pause the video. Alright, so let's flip over to page 70 here. Alright, so this tells us how to convert a mixed number into an improper fraction. First you multiply the denominator times the whole number, and then you take that product and you add it to the numerator. So that's the sum. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 gives us 7. And the reason why that works is you've got two whole objects that are split into thirds. So that's 6 pieces plus the 1 extra right here for a total of 7. Okay, so in example 1 here, I want you to kind of read through this problem, and here are the steps. When you are done reading the problem, you understand what's asking, I'm going to explain both of these steps to you. So go ahead and pause and read. Okay, so step 1 is just estimating, and because 2 1/4 is closer to 2, we can change it to 2. And so we take the 1/3 and multiply it by 2. 1/3 times 2, so 2 times the numerator, 1, is 2. Keep the denominator the same, so that's really 2/3. Now a way that we can actually show that, if you don't want to write this equivalent form, 1/3 times, now 2, a whole number 2 can be written in improper fraction like this. And so that's why this works here. All right. Step 2 right here is multiply. So you're actually going to multiply. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring down the 1/3, but we're going to convert 2 1/4 to an improper fraction. So 4/4 times 2 whole objects is 8 pieces, plus the 1 extra, it gives us 9. So it's 1/3 times 9/4. Now we have something called cross simplification here. And this is, you've got the 9 here and the 3 here, and they have a common factor. So any numerator can be simplified by any denominator in a multiplication problem. So we can simplify by both by 3. And so 3 simplified by 3 is 1, and 9 simplified by 3 is 3. So now we end up with 1 times 3, which is shown here, and 1 times 4, which is shown right here. That gives us 3/4. That is the product of 1/3. 1/3 times 2 1/4. Alright, here are your turns. When y'all get to class, we're going to go over these. We're going to do these at home. So what I want you to do is try these at the end of the video. We'll actually show you the answers so you can see if you got them right. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the next page here. Multiplying mixed numbers. And so when you are multiplying with both mixed numbers, both numbers are mixed, you're going to have to change both of them to improper fractions. Alright, so read this example right here, pause the video, and then when you're ready I'll explain these 2 steps. Alright, so when you estimate, you just are going to take both improper fractions and you're going to change them to the nearest whole number. 2 1/2 we round up to 3. 1 1/4 we round to 1. Okay, here you can see they just have the improper fraction. They're going to rewrite them, they have mixed number. They're going to rewrite them as improper fractions, and then they are going to multiply, and then they're going to change back to a mixed number. Once again, you've got your turns here. Those of y'all who want extra practice, try these out, and at the end of the video we'll show you the answers. Alright, we're going to turn it over to the guided practice and go over a couple of guided practice problems. Alright, so Mr. Martin's yard is 1 1/3 acres and he wants to plant grass on 1/6 of his yard. The first thing we're going to do is draw a model that shows how many acres will be covered by grass. So this is the explore activity, guys. So go back to the explore activity in the notes. This is first one right here with the pretty little park. And look over that too. So we're going to start with the bigger number here, the 1 1/3. And so everything is already split into thirds. So the whole number is 1, which means the whole thing is going to be shaded in like this. Okay, so we're shading in one whole number. And then 1/3. I'm going to shade in 1/3 of the next lawn, the next block. 1 1/3. Alright. And then that's 1 1/3. Then we have to shade in 1/6 of that. So now we have to we're going to take 1/6 of the 1 1/3. So 6 sections means we're going to have 5 lines going across. Odd number of lines, so I'm going to start right here. So now I have 2 sections. I've got some more to go, so I'm going to take like this. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make that. And I've got 6 now. So this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Those are thirds. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6. Alright. And it's 1/6. So I only have to shade in 1/6 of that. Like that. So now, how many acres will be covered by grass? Okay, well, we've got 3 by 6 box here. That's 18. So our denominator will be 18. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those shaded in. So that's 4/18. They're both even, which means we can simplify by a factor of 2. So if we divide by 2 and divide by 2, our simplified fraction is 2/9. We box the answers we want graded. Alright, so the next question says write the multiplication shown by the model. Okay, so that is just 1 1/3 times 1/6. And then D, will the mixed numbers that represent the original size of Mr. Martin's yard increase or decrease when multiplied by 1/6? Alright, so when you take 1/6 of anything, it's going to decrease. Okay, when you are multiplying by a fraction of a number, things decrease. So he went from 1 1/3 acre up here, and we're just going to put grass in 1/6 of it. So instead of this whole blue section having grass in it, only this tiny little section, 1/6 of that is going to be graded in. So decrease. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's go down and let's work a couple problems down. Alright, to multiply a mixed number and a fraction right here, I have to change this mixed number to a fraction itself. So I do the denominator 5 times 1, and then I add that to 1. So 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So I have 6/5. I'm going to multiply it by 3/5. I end up getting 18/25. And that is a normal fraction. Alright, now in this example, I've got two improper fractions on number 8. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so y'all can see. 5. So I have two whole numbers broken into fifths. So 2 times 5, 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 1 is 11/5. And I'm going to multiply it by 2 times 5, which is 10, plus the 3, which is 13. 13/5. Alright, so the denominator is 5 times 5 is 25. And 11 times 13 is 143. But Mr. Nelson, how'd you do that so fast in your head? Well, when you multiply by 11, you take this number, this is going to be your big digit, this is going to be your smallest digit, and then you add the two together, and the sum of that is your middle digit. So 1 on the outside, 3 in the ones digit here, and 1 plus 3 is 4, so 143. Alright, and then we just say that it's going to be equal to 25 will go into 143 5 times, and left over will be 18/25. So if you want to see how I did that, here is my work over here. 25 goes into 143. Let's see if we can see that. So remember, this is my divisor, this is my dividend. So 25 goes into 143 5 times. 5 times 25 is 125. And the difference in 143 and 125 is 18. So I have 5 whole numbers with 18 left over. So 5 whole numbers with 18 left over. Alright, so pause the video. When you finish your turns, unpause the video. You can check your answers on here. Alright, here are your answers for the your turn on page 70. Pause the video and check and see how they got it. And here are the answers to the other your turn on page 71. Alright, make sure you bring your notes to class. Make sure you fill out that Google Doc.